So I wanted to start off this video with an ex-RGBA fighter, Maxim MadMax Dadashev. He was 13-0 going into Friday's fight. He's from St. Petersburg, Russia, and he lives in Oxnard, California. Rest in peace. I put out this on my Instagram on Friday. Prayers for ex-RGBA Maxim MadMax Dadashev, who was taken to the hospital after his fight last night. His world-class trainer, Buddy McGirt, stopped the fight in the 11th round after he felt his fighter was taking too many clean shots. Max underwent brain surgery in order to reduce the brain swelling from a hematoma. Max is part of a wave of Eastern European fighters that Top Rank promotes and Aegis Clima's manages. World-class trainer Robert Garcia trained many of these fighters for years, including fighters like originally Evgeny Gradovich, and then other fighters like Aegis, Mean Machine Kavalaskas, Alexander Vozdik, Alexander Pesputin, and Maxim Dadashev. In early 2016, after years of splitting a commute between Oxnard and Riverside, Robert and Team RGBA decided to dedicate their full efforts and full-time in Riverside, California. Many of the fighters in Oxnard were left in the hands of Marcos Mac Contreras, a friend of Robert's. Slowly, some of the fighters moved on to other world-class trainers like Buddy McGirt and Teddy Atlas. My prayers go out to Mac that he may recover from his injury. My prayers go out to his family and his team in this difficult time. Team Dadashev. So this morning, he is no longer with us. Here are a couple pictures of MadMax with Robert Garcia. These were posted on Robert's Instagram today. And then on the left, with the number 1 is Marcos Contreras. And in the middle is Aegis Kavalaskas, Mean Machine. And there you see MadMax on the far right. And then on the far right, also posted today through Robert's Instagram page, you see MadMax with Marcos in the back, Robert in the middle, and the Aegis Clima, the manager of many of these Eastern European fighters, including Lomachenko. I believe he manages Kovalev, and 20 plus other fighters. So God bless his family. I know his wife was flown in to be with him by his side, and there's pictures on social media of him with his child, a young boy. So rest in peace, MadMax. And I'm going to go ahead and do my normal video where I start going through all the fighters of the current RGBA fighters. Mikey Garcia, 39-1, 30 knockouts. There was rumors that he'd be fighting Danny Garcia. That has not come to fruition, so he's staying in shape. He did 4 or 5 weeks up north just to get in shape. If you want to follow him, he's at Team Mikey Garcia. Abner Mares put out a wonderful video saying that he had put on around 30 pounds after suffering a detached retina and having the issues of having to cancel his fight and all that. So he is getting back in shape. He is eating a lot healthier. He has challenged us as his fans to get in shape with him, to eat healthy and do exercise. So he is keeping update with a lot of the fans and tagging hashtag Mares Challenge. So good for him. He including has inspired me to eat a little bit healthier and do a little bit more exercise. So if you want to follow him, he's at Abner Mares, 31-3-1. Josesito Lopez, 36-8, has been in and out of the gym. The news of him versus Adrian Broner has kind of been shot down. So we'll keep you updated as more things come in terms of Josesito Lopez. At Jose Lopez on Instagram if you want to follow him. Jose Carlos Ramirez has a fight this week, 4 days away. He will be fighting for a unification bout at 140. He's the current WBC champion. He will be fighting Maurice Hooker, who has one of the other belts. It's either the WBO or the WBA, I'm not sure. In Dallas and on the DAZN platform. So if you want to follow him, he's at JC Ramirez 2012. Brandon Bam Bam Rios, 35-5-1. His last fight was in February. He suffered a 12-round loss versus Humberto La Zorrita Soto. If you want to follow him, he's at Brandon Rios 1. Esquiva Falcao was on that same fight card with MadMax and with, who was the main event? The main event was Teofimo Lopez. So he was there in Maryland, and he beat his opponent from Tijuana. Gutierrez, I believe was his name. So he improved to 24-0 with 16 knockouts. He called out Murata, who has the WBA 160 belt, and challenged him to a fight. So we'll see if Top Rank can get Esquiva Falcao a title fight for his next match. He is from Brazil. He's a silver medalist Olympian. You can follow him at Esquiva Falcao on Twitter and on Instagram. Erick DeLeon was originally scheduled to fight on that same card that Friday in Maryland versus Jason El Canito Sosa, but that has been pushed back. So they might have a new date for that. I have not seen it, but I'm sure it's out there already. Erick DeLeon, 19-0, 10 knockouts at Team DeLeon 1. If you want to follow him, he fights at 130 and has been with Top Rank pretty much his entire career. He is from Detroit, Michigan, and his family's from Sabinas, Mexico. So if you want to follow him, he's at Team DeLeon 1. Erick DeLeon fights at 130. Carlos Caballo Bronco Adames, 18-0, 14 knockouts. His last fight was June 28th at Pachanga. He is the current NABF and NABO champion at 154. If you want to follow him, he's at Caballo Bronco. Hector Tanajara, 17-0, 5 knockouts. He will be fighting on his stablemate Vergil Ortiz's card in Grand Prairie, Texas on August 10th. At Hector_Tanajara if you want to follow him. Jackson El Phoenix Marinez, 17-0, 5 knockouts. I believe he's fighting this week. I do not have any more details on that, but he is fighting this week. I will post that on my Instagram when that becomes available. 17-0, 5 knockouts. Super lightweight, so he fights at 140. I believe Chef Frank is helping getting him in shape, so he's already. I think he was only 5 pounds above his fighting weight, if I'm not mistaken. Or they might have been talking about that. I'm sorry. Jonathan Thunder Navarro, 16-0, 8 knockouts. He has been seen on his social media working out at the Last Round Boxing Gym in Montebello. So more news coming on him at Thunder Navarro. Joshua El Profesor Franco, 15-1-1. He has a fight date of August 10th. He is the current WBA International Champion and the NABF belt holder at 118. He's fighting on Vergil's card in Grand Prairie, Texas on August 10th. He will be fighting the same Oscar Negrete who he fought 2 previous times. The first time they fought to a draw, and the second time in Indio, Joshua took the win. So this will be their 3rd time fighting. At 1 Profesor Franco if you want to follow him. Carlos Licona will be fighting in Guadalajara, and he is fighting for the WBC title belt. He fights at 105. He might have made the move to 108. He is the ex-champion, the IBF title holder at 105. He had that title last year. At Mexicanito 12 if you want to follow him. 14-1, 2 knockouts from Westminster, California. His family's from Mexico City. Vergil Ortiz Jr. is fighting Antonio Orozco in Grand Prairie, Texas. So that's his homecoming fight on August 10th. If you want to follow him, he's at Vergil Ortiz. This is one of the hottest contenders out of the gym right now. He will be making the move to 147. His last fight against Mauricio Herrera was already at 147. So with all the titles being held up at 140, it's inevitable for Vergil Ortiz to go to 147. So 2 of his stablemates will be on his undercard from San Antonio, Joshua Franco and Hector Tanajara. At Vergil Ortiz, if you want to follow him on Instagram, if you want to follow his dad, who goes live on a lot of the training, at Vergil Ortiz SR, at Vergil Ortiz Sr. Joseph Adorno improved to 13-0, 11 knockouts. He had a fight July 13th in New Jersey. The main event on that card was Shakur Stevenson. At Real Joseph Adorno, if you want to follow him on Instagram, I believe he fights at 130. He's promoted by Top Rank. John El Terrible Bauza, also promoted by Top Rank, 13-0, 5 knockouts. Also got a win July 13th. So if you want to follow him, he's at Real John Bauza. Louie Coria at 12-2. He is a local fighter from Moreno Valley. He just fought on Legends Collide in San Bernardino, improved to 12-2-0. At King Louie 416 if you want to follow him on Instagram. Lindolfo Delgado, 10-0 with 10 knockouts. He is one of two fighters promoted by Richard Schaefer's Ringstar Sports. He had a fight June 1st in Linares, fighting another undefeated fighter where it went his way, so he got a knockout. If you want to follow him, he's at Lindolfo Delgado. Alejandro Porkchop Guerrero, 10-0, 9 knockouts. He was scheduled to fight July 13th on a Garcia promoted event, but that fell through. So more news on him coming soon at Porkchop_214. I believe he fights at 135. Brandon Bulletproof Glanton, 10-0, July 13th. He improved to 10-0 at Team Bulletproof. If you want to follow him, I believe he fights at 175 or heavyweight. Misael El Chino Rodriguez, 9-0, 4 knockouts. He's been very active in the gym, hasn't fought in over a year. So hopefully we get to see him. He is a Mexican Olympic fighter who's promoted by Ringstar Sports at Misael Oti, if you want to follow him on Instagram. This is fight week for Jesse Bam Rodriguez, 9-0. He is fighting another undefeated fighter who is 11-0, Cesar El Chapita Garcia. They will be fighting in Floresville, which is near San Antonio. And his stablemate Biggie will be on the card as well. At 210 Bam, if you want to follow him on Instagram. Genaro El Conde Gamez, 9-0, 6 knockouts. Has a very, very, very big fight before him with Luis Feliciano, who's also undefeated at 12-0. The fight will be on a Thursday night fight, August 22nd in Indio, California. At Genaro Gamez, if you want to follow him on Instagram. Aaron McKenna is one of two brothers that have joined RGBA recently, 8-0, 5 knockouts. He's a welterweight fighter. There you see him getting some sparring in with Jose Carlos Ramirez. He was scheduled to fight July 18th on Thursday, but that fight fell through. And I will post his Instagram very soon. Ray Danger Muratalla, 8-0, 5 knockouts. There you see him with Mikey. He fought at Pachanga very recently. At Ray_Muratalla1 if you want to follow him. Aaron Morales, 7-0, 3 knockouts. He just fought at Saboba, improving to 7-0. At Aaron_Morales on Instagram if you want to follow him. Jose Ruben Rodriguez, goes by Ruben, 7-0 from Indio. Also fought in Pachanga on the 28th. At Ruben_NR if you want to follow him. Brian Lua, 5-0, 2 knockouts. No update on him. He's a top-ranked fighter. He fights at 135 if I'm not mistaken. At Brian_Lua. Ivan Garcia, one of the local fighters who has joined Team RGBA very recently. He's from Perez. All his professional fights have been in Mexico. He's a bantamweight fighter at 118, so hopefully he'll get on a card soon with the help of with Robert and Mikey. At Ivan_Garcia on Instagram if you want to follow him. Replace the A in Ivan with a 3. At Ivan_Garcia. Breenan B-Fly Macias suffered another draw. Those are the 2 draws he has this year, 3-0 and 2. He was on the fight on the Robert Garcia. He was on the Garcia Promotions event July 13th in Dallas. At B_Flight301 if you want to follow him. He's from Goodyear, Arizona. Robert Biggie Rodriguez will be fighting on the undercard of Bam Rodriguez. In Floresville, very near San Antonio, at Biggie JR_. Izaac Colunga, I have not seen any updates on him. I don't know if he has made it to California from Denver, but he has made some advancements since his tragic accident a few months ago. So if you want updates on him, you can follow his mom at Carrie Colunga, his aunt at Shelly_Shell12, or a family friend, Dodger Girl 19. So prayers and stay strong for Izaac Colunga at Team_Colunga if you want to follow him. He does post on Instagram now. Alexis El Macizo Espino, 3-0, 2 knockouts. He has a fight date of August 23rd. At _Alexis Espino 1 if you want to follow him. He's promoted by Matchroom Boxing. There is a rumor that Mikey Garcia has signed a 2 or 3 fight deal with Eddie Hearn's Matchroom Boxing, but that has not been official. Stevie McKenna, 2-0. Him and his brother Aaron have joined Team RGBA. He has a tentative schedule fight date of August 30th in Pasadena. Jeremy Magic Hands Adorno will be fighting August 10th in Philadelphia. He is the little brother to Joseph Adorno. Evan Sanchez, 5-0. Him and his family, with the help of Al Perez, run the Central Valley RGBA. At Real Evan Sanchez, if you want to follow him on Instagram. Manny Flores made his RGBA Pro debut, improving to 8-0 in San Bernardino on June 23rd. At Gucci Manny, if you want to follow him on Instagram. Alfredo Escarcega also improved to 8-0. He's from the same gym as B-Fly. He made his RGBA debut on Legends Collide on June 23rd in San Bernardino. At ae.jr, if you want to follow him on Instagram. And here's a picture that Pita posted at the SoCal tournament in Menifee. There on the far left, in the red, is Frankie Tinajero. And then you have Louie's brother, who goes by Junior, if I'm not mistaken. Then you have in the middle with the black Nike is he goes by, on Instagram, he goes by El Otro. And then I believe next to him is Angel Gil, if I'm not mistaken, Gil. And then Carlos Escobedo in the white T-shirt. And then on the bottom far right, it looks like another Coria's sibling, but I'm not 100% sure. So these are all the fighters that went 5-1 at a tournament in Menifee. So a lot of young stars. The amateur with Pita moving up, being away from the gym 4 to 5 weeks with Mikey in San Francisco, helping him with snack. Robert stayed back and realized how much talent is in with the amateurs and how much more space and how crowded the gym was. So there's been an expansion to the facility there in Riverside. So that will not only will it give the amateurs more space and have the capability to bring in more amateurs, but it'll also give some privacy to the professional fighters as well. So currently the pro record is 47-4-2. We got about 3 or 4 fights lined up for this weekend. And the amateur record is 16-4. The Pomona record was 2-1. Our Lanza tournament was 2-1. Del Monte WBC event, they went 2-1. In San Diego at the House of Boxing, they went 5-0. And then in Menifee, they went 5-1. So that puts them at 16-4. Photo credit to the official photographer of Team RGBA. He goes by the name of Cumbia. And all the Instagram pages of the fighters, trainers, and managers who post updated pictures on their IG to allow us to keep updated on Team RGBA, especially Ellie Setback, Vergil Ortiz Jr., Frank Tech One, and Teased by Rainbow. So thank you for everybody who puts out content out there for us to get the most current and latest info on Team RGBA. Please like and subscribe. I'm Somtail Media on YouTube. I'm Somtail Media on Instagram and Twitter. Thank you, and more videos coming soon.